If you are a fan of gaming, it is going to be an awesome next couple of days. Not only are we going to be getting some more GTA Online DLC info about the upcoming Cayo Perico heist, but of course, if you're just remotely interested in gaming, you know Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out this week, and that game is going to be huge. In this video, though, we're going to be doing a little Q&A regarding some of the GTA stuff. Although the first question I did want to answer was from Jason here. He says, are you getting Cyberpunk 2077, and are you going to be doing a live stream of the free roam? And of course, the answer is yes, I'm getting it. And the second answer is yes, I will be doing a free roam, no spoilers live stream. I believe the game actually comes out on Wednesday of this week at like 6 p.m. for me. So it might be like a late night stream. And I thought it would be cool just to see how the game compares to GTA. It has been getting a lot of comparisons to GTA, even though in some regards it's a completely different game. But it is an open world game that has cars that you can drive around in. That's somewhat realistic. So it'll be interesting to see how it compares. And hopefully, if you are interested in that game, you can come check out that stream when I do it. I'll let you guys know on Twitter and everything. But the good news is we have 5 or 6 days of that before the DLC for GTA comes out. So we can get our Cyberpunk fix in and then move on to GTA. Now, speaking of GTA, we have a bunch of really great questions from you guys on Twitter. Mads with the first one, he says, how big do you think the new nightclub is going to be? Yesterday, or actually 2 days ago, Rockstar talked about the new Music Locker nightclub that's going to be showing up underneath the casino. And I would imagine it would be probably the size of like the main casino room. They want it, for whatever reason, to be a new like social space where our characters go and like hang out. Even though I think a couple of weeks after this DLC, not anyone's going to go to it. But they want it to be that, so it's probably going to be a decently large sized area, but I wouldn't like expect anything crazy. The next question from Madly Heho says, do you think the heist will be actually worth it to do solo? And this is also somewhat related to Masked Geek's question. He says, do you think Rockstar will allow solo players a decent amount of earnings from doing it solo? So do we think it's going to be worth it? Optimistically, I would love to say yeah. But it is Rockstar, and I have a feeling, I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling doing this solo, you will be at a disadvantage in some way. I hope it's not related to the money, related to the payout, but I do feel like even though they're mentioning it's going to be soloable, you're going to want to play this with friends. And Rockstar probably wants you to play this with friends. So as far as do I think it'll be worth it, it's probably not going to be as worth it as if you play with friends, but I think if they made it terrible, people would be very upset. So I think it'll be a reasonable thing to do solo. And I'm just going to make up numbers here, but let's say you get like 3 million for doing this heist. Normally, let's say solo, you might only get like 2.5 mil. I feel like if they did something like that, that would be reasonable for me, because not all the time do you have friends online to play with. The next question from the dog LTN says, how big in terms of file size do you think this update will be? I'm guessing around 20 gigs. Well, we know it's going to be the biggest ever update, so you're probably close. I don't know if it'll be 20 gigs exactly, although you got to remember, this is going to be a totally new island. Like, that's something they've never added. They've added little bits and freaking properties here and there, the biggest obviously being the casino and the interior of that, but this is a new island. So it will be bigger file size just because of that, because you have all the textures and like the civilians, the NPCs, the cars, the trees, the whatever. You have all that extra stuff on this. So it will be bigger. Plus we have the new music. And they say this is going to be the biggest ever music update. That'll probably be an extra 5 gigs, if not more. So yeah, if you have slower internet, this might not be the best update for you because it might take a while to download everything. But I would be expecting a relatively large update. So if you are on like the PS4 or Xbox One or the newer consoles, make sure you have some room on your hard drive to download this DLC. Benjo with an interesting question. He says, do you think there'll be a ban wave before the update? They Rockstar have done ban waves a couple of times before major updates, and to be completely honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me if they do a very minor one with this update just to sort of clear out some of those modders and cheaters. But I will say there hasn't been any major like money glitches and exploits over the last couple of months, so there's nothing like anyone should really be worried about. But if you are a hardcore GTA glitcher, you always do run the risk of getting banned. So it is a possibility, but I don't think there's going to be any major ban waves happening. Bad Boy, the following question, he says, about the submarine, do you think we'll be able to store the Stromberg in place of it? Oh my god, that's an awesome idea. So that maybe we can use it during the actual heist, because submarines can't be used next to land. Like, if we're going silently, will we use that approach to get into the beach at nighttime? That would be freaking awesome. I didn't even think about that, but man, you're blowing my mind. Imagine having your submarine, and then much like the MOC has like the vehicle storage, and the Avenger has, you could put a vehicle in it. Imagine you had the submarine with the Stromberg in it, and you could get into it, and it puts you out. That could be so cool. Because yeah, like you mentioned, it doesn't make sense. You can't really drive a submarine up to an island. So having a way to get from the submarine to the island, the Stromberg would be the best way. I want that, yes. And he actually had another question about this. He said, if the submarine was a new MOC, what will be the property that we need to buy in order to start the heist? So this is something I didn't really think about. I guess Rockstar have two ways of going about this next DLC with the submarine. They either have the yacht route or like the MOC route. They make it like a yacht. It's just something you buy and then it's in the water. Maybe you can move it, but that's it. You don't need a property to buy it. If they go the MOC route, you might need a property to buy it. And if that was the case, then maybe we get some like coastal properties, which we don't really have at the moment. Some like shipyards or something like that. I mean, it really wouldn't make sense for a giant submarine to be at a shipyard, but you know what I'm saying? Like they could throw some stuff on the coast, and that could be how we can customize the submarine or something. That's probably the most realistic answer to that. TJ, he says, do you think Bahama Mamas will finally be open in the next DLC? Because Rockstar said in the newswire they want social spaces. Dude, if the Bahama Mamas interior doesn't get open in this DLC, it's a lost cause. Rockstar might as well just delete it from the game, like because it's never getting open. I don't know why they're so against it. Like they've had Bahama Mamas in the game since day one, and they've done everything in their power to not open it. They've made nightclubs that we could buy. Now they're adding a new nightclub at the casino. It's like, bro, we already have it. Let us go there. So I don't know. Tad HG with this one says, do you think there'll be multiple different ways to carry out the heist like the casino heists? Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna 100% know this at the moment, but you would say yes. There's no way they go from that awesome idea of the casino of having the 3 different ways to not having that in this Cayo Perico heist. I hope they go even a step further though. I hope instead of just having 3 ways, maybe there's like 5 or 6 ways, or maybe it's like just you can choose whatever you way on the fly and it's not like you're locked into one specific way. That would be really cool. That is definitely one of the more interesting parts about this update that I'm looking forward to. Like, what are they going to do as far as heist innovation? And then the final question we have from Codfather, an OG man, long time. Says, advice for people who haven't played the game in a few years. What's the coolest thing I missed out on over those years? Honestly, if you haven't played the game in a couple of years, I think the biggest thing you've missed out on is the heists. Like, you can say what you want about free roam and how unbalanced it is and how much BS is in it, but the last 2 heists they've added, I think, were incredible. Like the Doomsday heist is still one of my favorite things to do in the game. That Act 3 is so challenging, and it is frustrating in some points, but when you complete it, man, you just feel awesome. And then the casino heist, the fact that you have those 3 different ways of going about it makes things fresh, and it keeps things sort of new. What advice I would give though, if you're gonna get back into it, I mean, that's a tough one. If you want to make things easy mode, figure out a way to get an Oppressor Mark II. I mean, it's definitely overpowered. It's definitely unbalanced. It can make the game kind of boring, I will say, but it does help because you can fly around the map, you can shoot, you don't get blown up, you can call it instantly. But it is going to be difficult. I think if you are a newer player getting back, if you don't have money, just because, you know, hey, this is GTA Online at the end of the day. Rockstar, they want you to buy shark cards, or they want you to grind for, you know, a really long time. So the core gameplay, the core loop is still kind of the same in that you're grinding out these missions, even the heists, and you're not going to get paid that much money. And everything in the game costs so much damn money. So you just have to know that going into it, I guess. But then again, I am hoping with this next DLC, this new heist, maybe they kind of change that. Maybe we actually get like freaking $5 to $10 million for robbing a massive drug leader. So that's what I would say. But if any of you guys in the comment section, you know, you're hardcore gamers, hardcore GTA gamers, have any advice for newer players or people getting back into it, let us know. That's gonna do it for this video. That's gonna do it for this Q&A. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA content. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one.